Hey besties, welcome back to my channel. My name is Black Serum and how we doing today? Are we sad, happy? Let me know in the comments. Y'all, I'm really sorry for the delaying of the Beauty and the Blade series because I just don't want to do research. It's a lot. It takes a lot of time and my ADHD really fucks me up. But anyway, today's makeup just reminds me of Agatha. I feel like I'm ready to fight Wanda. Yeah, period. Now today's story is one of the shocking cases that happened in South Korea last year. Netizens even give this killer a nickname, the Parasite Killer. Not the parasite that lives in your brain. I'm talking about the movie. Have you seen it? Where the poor is living under rich people's roof and leeching off of them and gradually suck them dry. Imagine if your cat was hungry and you were looking for cat food to feed her. You looked everywhere in the house, but there was just no trace of cat food. You open the drawer, there's nothing. You open the cabinet, still nothing but disappointment. And suddenly you realize, oh, there's a door behind you, but wrapped around with ropes. So you untie the ropes, open the door, hoping there's cat food behind the door. But instead of cat food, there's a rotting corpse. How well do you know your partner? Do you guys just talk about everything? Sharing all the dirty laundries? And do you guys know how many skeletons are in each other's closets? Are you able to look your partner in the eyes and say, oh, I trust that person 100%, wholeheartedly? Without a doubt, there's no secrets between us, and how many people can do that? Let me know in the comments. Now, Amy, she has been in a relationship with her boyfriend for a couple of months now, and it seems like this relationship is heading to the right direction. They spend a lot of time hanging out together, and her boyfriend would buy her expensive gifts and taking her to luxury hotels for staycation. And even Amy's parents are proof of this perfect boyfriend. Imagine being in a blissful relationship with a loving partner and surrounded by adorable pets. What could possibly go wrong, right? And what more can you ask for? But what if I tell you everything is a facade? The mask is about to come off. The relationship is fake. The money is scammed. And even the boyfriend's identity is faux. On December 2022, Amy showed up to her boyfriend's apartment as usual. She came in to feed the pets because her boyfriend had 2 cats and 1 dog. And let me ask you this, where would you normally put cat food? In the cabinet or in the drawer? Or just laying on the ground for accessibilities, right? But Amy, she opened the drawer, there's nothing. She opened the cabinet, still nothing. She looked everywhere in the apartment, but there was no cat food was being found. Well, that's just strange because if you were a cat owner or pet owner in general, you wouldn't wait until the last minute until the food is gone to purchase the new pack. There was always an extra pack laying around the house just for the rainy day, just in case. Amy turns around. She sees there's a door that wrapped around with ropes. There was no ropes the last time I was here, she says. So the curiosity got the best of her. She did what most people would do. She untied the ropes and tried to open the door, hoping there would be cat food behind that door. But instead of cat food, there was a male corpse displaying in that room, slowly decomposing into skins and bones. You know, this part was not mentioned at all. When I was doing the research of this case, I just couldn't help myself. I just kept thinking about this. They never disclosed how the condition was the corpse, but imagine the air that was reeking in that room. Imagine the juice just oozing out of the body. Now, what would you do in this scenario? Would you call your partner to get to the bottom of this? Or would you just call the police? What Amy did was very pivotal to this story because if she had called to her boyfriend in the first place, I think this would be a completely different story. There will probably be two bodies in that room. But instead, Amy called the police. I think she made the right choice. The police showed up. They identified the body to be a 60-year-old taxi driver, let's call him Mr. B, who had been reported missing for a couple of days. So what actually happened? We have to circle back to a couple days ago before this incident. Mi Ki-young, a 32-year-old man who lives in Paju, Gyeonggi province, who is also known as Amy's boyfriend. And on December 20th, 2022, Lee was having dinner with Amy and her parents at a fancy restaurant. It appears that Amy's parents really approve of him. They really liked him. He is financially stable and conventionally good looking, and well, obviously he's not Imino, but you wouldn't look at his picture and be like, oh my god, disgusting. He had like the decent look. So on the way back home, they went home separately, and Lee was driving by himself, and what could possibly go wrong, right? Only he was driving under influence. And when he tried to make a turn on an intersection, he hit a taxi and got into a minor accident. And both of them got off the car, and the taxi driver wanted to call the police and the insurance company. Lee panicked. He begged the taxi driver not to call the police because prior to this incident, he already got 2 DUIs. And on the time this event happened, he didn't even have his driver's license. It was confiscated. So imagine if the police showed up. The police found out that Lee doesn't even have a driver's license. I don't know what's going to be the punishment because he already got 2 DUIs. He had a rap sheet. So I don't know. If anybody knows, let me know in the comment. What would happen if you have multiple DUIs and you got caught for the 3rd time? So not only he was drunk driving, but he also lost his license. He was not supposed to be driving at all. God, I'm speechless. He wanted to settle this under the table with cash. So he begged the taxi driver, please don't call the cops. I already got 2 DUIs. I cannot get caught. I'm gonna pay for all the damages, and I will even slap some extra cash for your emotional distress. But I don't have cash with me. I have stacks of cash in my apartment, so you don't have to come with me to my apartment. Now, this is where it gets weird because it's very rare to see young people have stacks of cash laying around the house nowadays. Especially in Asian countries like Korea and China, we don't use cash anymore. Everything can be just done with one click on our phone. So who the fuck are actually carrying cash? Maybe senior citizens, middle-aged people. I've never seen a young person who's in their 20s or 30s have that much cash. Like, what do you want to do with that cash? Are you a drug dealer? Like, what are you doing? You must be doing something sketchy to have that much cash in your apartment, right? I don't even remember when was the last time I used cash in China, to be honest. I've never used the cash ever since I got back from the United States. And it's weird when you think about it, but to the taxi driver, he was thinking, okay, I'm in my 60s. I'm not a teenager. I'm not a young girl. So what's the worst that could happen to me? And he agreed. He was like, okay, I'm gonna come with you. Let's go to your apartment and let's go get that cash. So the two went back to Lee's apartment together. And according to the CCTV, as you can see, they went inside of the elevator. But 20 minutes later, only Lee came out by himself. And that was the only and last time that the CCTV had captured Mr. B. So Lee lured Mr. B to his apartment, killed him with a blunt object only within 20 minutes. 20 minutes, guys. What can you even do with 20 minutes nowadays? You can even finish an episode of anime. There's not enough time for you to commute from your place to your office. 20 minutes. The fact that he had to pick up a weapon, hitting Mr. B multiple times, making sure he does not making out of his apartment alive, and fix his outfit. There's probably blood splatter on his shirt. Only in 20 minutes. Everything done in 20 minutes, guys. It seems like he had done this before. He had experience of killing people, right? He's a pro. Was everything orchestrated? And not only that, after he killed Mr. B, he stole Mr. B's cell phone, ID card, and applied for a 55.5 million won, then maxed out his credit card. You know, with the technology nowadays, it is just so easy to get a loan on the internet. Literally every app is offering loans. The other day, I realized you can actually get a loan from a photoshopping app. Bitch, that's fucking ridiculous. A photoshopping app is offering loans. Like literally all the apps are offering loans in China. Like what the fuck is going on with the society? I don't get it. Okay, let me see if I can blend this eyeliner. If not, I'm just gonna use eyeshadow. You know what? I think it's easier to just use eyeshadow. He also impersonated Mr. B and sent cacao messages to his family, assuring them that he is fine, don't worry about it. But to Mr. B's family, they were like, okay, something is fishy. Something doesn't sound right here. And I don't know what it is with the police. If they had done anything, I'm talking about anything, even putting his name into the system and search, they will probably find out that Mr. B just maxed out his credit card and applied a 55 million loan. Isn't that concerning to someone? You know what? I think it's not dark enough. Let's see if I have a darker eyeshadow. Let's try this one. Okay. Ooh. And after the police arrested Lee and doing questioning, they realized that that murder was only the tip of the iceberg. Little did they know what was about to unfold. The police had found out that the apartment that Lee had lived in was not even under his name. That apartment belonged to a woman in her 50s who was also reported missing on August 2022. And upon researching, the police found out that Lee had using her identity and took a loan of 300 million won. Well, there might be some discrepancy here because there's one website, it says it was 80 million, but this website it said 300 million. So let's just go with the 300 million because this is not the most important part. Let's not lose track here because the most important part is this motherfucker would kill people and use their identity, impersonate them to take a loan. And now let's talk about Miss A, the woman who was in her 50s. So Miss A met Lee when Lee was 31 years old. Now Lee's friends, they found this whole relationship thing very odd and bizarre. Because I'm not saying it's wrong, but there's definitely an age gap right there. So people would talk. So they were wondering, was it pure love? Was there a reason, a motive behind this? So the police asked Lee, where's Miss A? He said, I killed her. Where's the body then? Oh, I dumped the body into the Peju River. This will be my last gift for you. That's what he told the police. He said, this is my last gift for you. So the police took him to the Peju River and asked him, where did you dump the body? He pointed over there, then the search begins. Bitch, they literally searched everywhere and near the stream. They left no stones unturned, but there was nothing. They found nothing. After so many attempts of searching the body, the police just couldn't find anything. The reason why they couldn't find anything was because Lee was repeatedly changing his story. One minute he's like, oh, I dumped the body into the river, and the next minute he's like, you know what? I buried the body next to the stream. And at this point, it almost feels like he's taunting the police. Hey, I'm back. Yes, I did the other off camera, and I know I look crazy right now. I look like a crack whore. But trust the process because I'm here to serve you fabulosity. Okay, so let's go back to the story. The police also found 4 sets of DNA in Lee's apartment. Because how meticulous he planned everything, he approached the victims, then he killed them and disposed the bodies. Then he would impersonate them and trying to get a loan by using their identity. So the police just believe, oh, there are probably more victims, right? But unfortunately, the 4 DNA came out to be Iki-yeon, the taxi driver, the girlfriend, and the girlfriend's acquaintance. And after Lee was arrested, the news spread across the internet and shook the entire nation. And additionally, people didn't even know what he looked like because there's a law in Korea where the criminals can decide, they have the right to decide whether they wanted to show their face to the public or not. So nobody knew what he looked like. And a lot of people only saw when he had the mask on. And they were like, that was before the netizens giving him the nickname of the Parasite Killer. So a lot of people, when they saw Lee Ki-yeon had the mask on, they were like, oh my god, he's so cute. Who is that guy? And a lot of people just call him the K-pop killer. And let me tell you how his face got revealed. It was when the police took him to the Paju River. When the police were searching the body, Lee Ki-yeon was staying in the car. So a paparazzi was waiting there for a long time. And he was just like waiting for the moment when Lee Ki-yeon took off his mask. And he did. And that's how his face got revealed because the paparazzi caught him off guard by taking off the mask and snapped a picture. After his face was revealed to the internet, it was a shit show. Netizens started doing their jobs, becoming a detective and solving mysteries. They were like, okay, now we know what you look like. Let's dig up what the fuck you did before. A CCTV footage started spreading around the internet on the night of Christmas. 5 days after the taxi driver's murder, Lee Ki-yeon was captured walking into a restaurant in Gyeonggi-do around 4:30 a.m. Y'all, Koreans, they never sleep. You know, there's a joke on the internet. They say like Koreans' blood is not actual blood, it's actually Americano. Why would they have the energy to go to a restaurant at 4:30 a.m. in the morning? How do they even do that? I don't understand. It appears that he was there to meet his friends. So he walked into the restaurant and sat down with a group of 5 guys. And they started talking, drinking. But 30 minutes later, the group of guys, they stood up. They walked out of the restaurant, leaving Lee to cover the whole bill. So after Lee took off the bill, he stormed out and started punching and arguing with the guys. It looks like it's something either happened inside or outside of the restaurant, right? And let me tell you what happened. Lee walked into the restaurant and he found a group of guys were sitting at the table and they were about to order some food, Korean barbecue, soju. So he approached to them. He was like, hey, I'm gonna cover your bills. I'm gonna pay for your food as long as you guys chat with me. Yeah, they didn't know him. That was the first time that they ever met Lee Ki-yeon. After alcohol kicked in, Lee started flaunting his wealth. He was like, I am so rich. I inherited all the money from my parents after they passed away. And he even told the guys, he asked them, how much money does it take you to do anything? Even for murdering. And it was until then, these 5 guys were like, okay, this motherfucker is weird as fuck. Let's get the fuck out of here. And that's when they stood up and left the restaurant, leaving Lee to cover the bill. And Lee probably thought, okay, I am so nice to come up to you guys and pay for your dinner and this is how you treat me? How disrespectful is that? That's when he got so pissed and he charged at the guys and he started punching. So obviously the police were called. In the police station, the police were like, do you know these guys? Lee was like, yeah, we're friends. We're just arguing. It's no big of a deal. But the guys were like, no, we've never met him before. This is the first time we ever encounter him. Like, what the fuck? Okay, I'm gonna go put some lashes on. I'll be right back. The netizens also found out that Lee had married twice. And there's wedding pictures of him on the internet. So here's the thing. Having a wedding is very expensive nowadays. Not only you have to pay for the venue, for the ceremony, and you have to pay for the food. Then you have to pay for the outfit for the bride and the groom. Everything costs money. And people were just speculating and wondering where the fuck did he get all of the money? And as a result, he was scamming people off of the internet. He had contact with more than 380 people and he had signed up more than 200 plus account on social media and dating apps. That's how he make the money. He just approached the victims and he scammed off of them. I don't even know how is this possible. How he had all the time and energy to execute everything, and imagine if he used that effort to do something good. That's some dedications right there. And later there's a video came out of the surface. Well, in the video he was torturing his own cat. He was dragging his cat into the swimming pool while the cat was just trying to resisting it. Cause here's the thing, not many cats like water. I've never met a cat in real life that like water. It's always the internet famous cats. They got famous, they got viral because they like water. They're very well behaved while the owner was taking a shower for them. And why is this video matter, you asked? Because this video was taken right before he had killed Miss A. It was taken on August 2022. And the reason why I'm telling you this is because you can actually tell from his behavior he is not mentally well. Having a meticulous plan of killing the victims, approaching them, killing them with a blunt object and abandon the body, then living without a conscience and still leeching off of the victim and using their credit card to buy expensive things. Now, I'm not a psychologist, but from all these cases that I've studied before, he does present some sociopathic traits. And a lot of netizens were speculating, well, this is not confirmed by the psychologist, but a lot of people were just speculating that he has Ripley syndrome. So basically, if you don't know what Ripley syndrome is, it's when somebody denies the reality and believes that the fictional world is real. It's almost like he just continuously weaves webs of lies and eventually he believes that the lies he tells. Because he was never rich. He didn't come from a rich family. His parents didn't leave him money. He didn't inherit money because his parents died. He just kept telling himself this and eventually he believes it. To this day, we still don't know where he had hid Miss A's body. The truth might come out one day, but not now. He pleaded guilty for killing Mr. B and Miss A. He apologizes in front of the camera, saying that he's sorry for the victim's family. Well, what the fuck is sorry gonna do? Is sorry gonna bring all the victims back? I don't think so. Is sorry gonna make all the victims' family sleep like a baby at night? I don't think so. And all the prosecutors were fighting for death penalty because the severity of the case that happened in Korea. But this just came out this year. In May 2023, Lee Ki-yeon was sentenced life in prison instead of death penalty, and there was total of 9 charges brought up against him. There was concealment of bodies, robbery, homicide, internet fraud, and forgery of documents, etc. And the court had also ordered a GPS-equipped ankle monitor for him to wear for 30 years. I don't even know, if he was in jail, does he still have to wear an ankle monitor? And that, my friend, is the story of the Parasite Killer, Lee Ki-yeon. What are your thoughts? Let me know in the comments. And as always, be safe, be vigilant, and take care.